Hello and welcome to this presentation on my dissertation proposal titled An Analysis of the Application of KOLB'S Experiential Learning Model to Course Design for 3 Graduate Online Programs. Before we go on, I would like to apologize for how I sound as I am battling severe seasonal allergies at this time, which I think many of you may be able to relate with. In this presentation, I will share elements of the design stage for my dissertation research. I would very much appreciate any feedback, suggestions, and ideas with regard to this undertaking. My name is Luisardo Constantino, and before we go on, I would like to provide you with a little bit about myself. I have worked in the field of higher education for more than 17 years at the undergraduate level, 4 with a community college, and 13 years with a 4-year baccalaureate institution, the University of Belize. Currently, I function as the graduate assistant for the Graduate Organization Development and Leadership ODL program at SJU. Also, I am an adjunct instructor for the same department for a section of Research, Design, and Evaluation course for the ODL online program. My interest in the concept of matching teaching and learning originated while teaching undergraduate courses with a mix of experienced working adults and inexperienced new to college learners. If you would like to provide me with feedback and comments, you may do so via email at lconstan@sju.edu. This research seeks to determine how principles of KOLB'S Experiential Learning Model (ELM) are applied in graduate online course design and the relationship among faculty, course designer, and student learning styles, course design principles, and student performance outcomes. The study will employ the mixed methods concurrent convergence triangulation design. Faculty course designers will be interviewed, course syllabi and assignments will be analyzed, and correlation analysis will be conducted on faculty, course designer, and student learning styles. The increasingly heavy demand for online education, expanding diversity of students engaged in higher education, and changes and advances in instructional technology have prompted the need and responsibility to assess quality and effectiveness of online course design and the effect of online learning delivery on learner performance outcomes. Rogowski, Calhoun, and Talal 2008 reported the move to evaluate students' learning styles and develop instructional methods that cater to specific learning styles has gained considerable support in the field of education. But despite extensive discussion and review of the literature, there are still considerably more theoretical and descriptive discussion on learning style than empirical studies. This point is supported by the view that although studies have investigated the impact of learning styles in community college courses and pre-service student teachers, very little research has focused on the relevance of learning styles to graduate online courses in higher education. Liu, Jia, Gong, and Clark 2007 report that previous empirical research on higher education online learning and learning styles focused on investigating either online learning behavior or on learning outcome among KOLB learning style groups. Research problem. The goals of teaching and learning, including learning outcomes, often do not align. The goal is to synchronize teaching and learning. Courses should be designed to cater to multiple learning styles, especially with regard to adult learning, where no one learning style may dominate. Thus, it is imperative that course designers and design principles integrate learners' learning styles in the design process. It is natural that course designers' learning styles will influence the design course. Thus, there is need to understand how course designers and learners' learning styles interact in the design and delivery process. In the online environment, individuals who deliver courses often do not design the courses. Therefore, those who deliver online courses need to also understand how their learning styles impact course delivery or instruction. Purpose. This research seeks to analyze how principles of KOLB'S experiential learning model are applied in graduate online course design for three distinct online programs, and the relationship among faculty, course designer, and student learning styles, and course design principles and student outcomes at the medium-sized private institution in the Northeast. Three courses from each program will be selected for comparison to determine if principles of KOLB'S model are applied intentionally or accidentally. A number of learning-related concepts have focused attention on identifying factors related to learning-related performance. Learning style, LS, is one that has provided valuable insights into learning. However, there is no standard universal definition of learning style. A vast number of studies have examined and promoted learning style theories, models, and measures. Categorization of learning style models is complex and overlapping. There's myriad learning style models and inventories that conceive and assess learning style on cognitive-centered, personality-centered, learning-centered, cognitive personality preference, dimensions on holist analytic, verbalizer imager, instructional preference, social interaction, and information processing. People learn from their experience, and the results of such learning can be assessed and certified for college credit. In higher education, many educators see experiential education as a way to revitalize university curriculum and cope with many of the changes in this field. Kolb, 1984, page 4. The Kolb model is a four-stage learning cycle model that consists of two dimensions: concrete experience and abstract conceptualization on one dimension, and active experimentation, reflective observation on the second dimension. These are in opposition or conflicting as the learner determines which of these will work best. Kolb developed four learning styles associated with the four-stage learning cycle: the diverger, assimilator, converger, and accommodator. In the interest of time, I will not go into some of the other areas of the literature review, which focus on design principles and adult learning theory. Methodology. Research design. This study will employ the mixed methods, concurrent or simultaneous convergence triangulation design, quoted by Creswell and Plano-Clark, 2007, Creswell, Plano-Clark, Gutman, and Hansen, 2003, and Moore, 2003. Qualitative method. Participants. Maximum variation purposeful sampling, quoted by Glesny, 2011, will be used to select 9 participants and 9 sets of documents for content analysis for the qualitative aspect of the study. Participants will be 3 individual course designers for 3 distinct courses from 3 distinct graduate online programs at a mid-sized higher education institution in the Northeast. Semi-structured interviews will be conducted at participants' workplace or via telephone. The researcher, as an investigator, will maintain awareness of his role as researcher through his verbal and nonverbal behavior. As a learner, he will facilitate reflection on all aspects of procedures and findings, set up interaction, and be used to learn from and with participants. As a good listener, he will assimilate information from multiple modalities, that is, documentation, interviews, and observation, if appropriate, without bias, and be adaptive and flexible to maintain unbiased perspective and acknowledge cause and when shifts need or should be made. Regarding content analysis, a designed general analytic strategy will be used as promoted by Yin 2009. The researcher will use computer software such as NBivo or Atlas.ti to code and determine patterns or themes in textual data from interviews. We use backtracking to justify initial and subsequent codes and connecting them to original research design. Yin 2009. We'll also use Miles and Huberman's analytic manipulations to play with the data. For the quantitative method, a purposeful sample of approximately 20 fully online graduate students from each of the 9 distinct courses will be assessed with the KOLB Learning Style Inventory KLSI version 4.0. The 9 courses will align with those designed by the qualitative participants. Each of the 9 course designers will also be assessed with the KLSI version 4.0. The KLSI results of students will be compared with KLSI results of course designers for the course common to each set of students. Procedures. The first step in the procedure will be to identify course designers for 2 courses fairly similar in nature and 1 highly content-specific experiential-oriented course from each of the 3 distinct graduate online programs. Emails with requests for participation in the study will be sent to identified designers and students enrolled in selected courses with the IRB-approved consent form detailing information about the study. Next, the researcher will contact course designers to arrange interviews and will make arrangements with Hey Group for those who agree to participate in the study for them to take the online KLSI version 4.0. He will determine a schedule of interviews based on participant availability and develop and fine-tune interview protocol with input from experienced or seasoned qualitative interview researchers and the committee methodologists. You will acquire course syllabi for each of the 9 courses and course assignments. Analysis. Qualitative analysis will be based on the purpose and topic of the investigation and nature of the interview material, as promoted by Cavell and Brinkman 2009. The mode of analysis employed will be that focused on meaning making. Coding will be used where this involves attaching 1 or more keywords to a text segment in order to permit later identification of a statement. This method is similar to the one demonstrated by Strauss and Corbin in 1998. Data-driven codes will be used to conduct analysis of the data. Categorization or classification, where the meaning of long interview statements is reduced to a few simple categories, will be developed in an ad hoc fashion while conducting the analysis. For the quantitative analysis, correlation tests will be run to analyze the KLSI results for students and course designers. Potential contribution. There is theory that matching teaching and learning styles assists with improving student learning outcomes. There is also a theory that teaching should be geared to all learning styles, especially for adult learners where no one learning style dominates. Research findings from this study will aid in understanding how a mismatch of teaching and learning styles contributes to graduate online learning, which could be used for program assessment and evaluation. Thank you.